All right, welcome everyone to the second episode of the 32X podcast. Yeah, we're here with Chuck Daniels today. Legendary, the man.
Famous gamer.
Sure. He is one of the top Fortnite streamers I've in the game right now.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
He's got the Thanos glove and everything.
Yeah, he does. He got the Million Gauntlet. He's got the Power Paw. He's got it all.
Got the pickaxe.
Yeah.
All the dances.
I actually
all the
heard,
skins.
Yeah. I heard he's one of the Avengers as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, totally. I've actually never played Fortnite a day in my life. So
Okay, you can say it all you want, but we know the truth.
We know.
Chuck was actually my boss when I worked at Gamestop. And I wanted him on here because I'm sure he has some incredibly... The customers at GameStop are just some of the best people.
A choice breed.
yes, every GameStop has its own flavor of customer.
Yeah.
Each one has characters, and I've worked at 5 stores, so
Oh, man.
I could share some.
Are there
stuff.
any choice ones that stick out to you?
So in Hermiston in particular,
Yeah.
there was a lot of kids that they would just wander. They would wander the town. Hermiston is one street.
Right.
They would dress up every day. Like one of them would dress up as Ezio every day. They would come into the store at least
Like from
3
Assassin's
That's
Creed?
wild.
Yeah, I actually remember a mom was in there with her son,
Mm-hmm.
and I was kind of overhearing their conversation, and the kid's like, "Oh, look, Mom, we saw that guy." And he was pointing to the cover of Assassin's Creed 2. She's like, "Yeah, he was in front of Sherry's."
He was in front of Sherry's.
Yeah.
You know, where Ezio hangs out.
Yeah. A lot of just really weird, ever tell you about the fingernail guy in Hermiston?
No.
So I only saw this guy once. It was really busy. There was probably 10, 15 customers in the store, and this really big tall guy comes in, and he's wearing like a military style cowboy hat.
Yeah.
And I clear everybody out, and he's to the left of me, where the counter opens up. I go up to him, ask him if he needs anything. He's like, "No, I'm fine." I turn around, messing around with something. I turn back, and he's standing there all of a sudden, right at the edge of the counter. Mm-hmm. And he would lean into my height, and he's like, "Do you know where I can find a size 12 hiking boot?"
Whoa.
And I mean, I've had people just come in the store and randomly ask for random shit. Like, do I know where the nearest dispensary is? Do I know where this nearest hospital is? Because I have this issue. And then they go into detailed explanations of where they're bleeding from or whatever.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, I mean, I answered his question well, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing really here in Hermiston. I was like, there's places in Tri-Cities. And he goes, "Oh, I can't go there." And I was like, okay. And he just starts going on this tirade and telling me all these stories. When he was in Vietnam, he loved cutting Vietnamese people's ears off and wearing them around his neck.
Jesus.
He took off his hat and he had a French braid going on. And
Like
he was,
a Jedi curl kind of thing?
no, like a French braid, like a girl's French braid.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And he's telling me about that. And I had this this younger girl working for me named Carly. Well, she comes in and he just immediately won't leave her alone.
Yeah.
And he's asking really personal questions like how many babies she's had. Oh, he asked me that question too. And so, I mean, I guess he was...
How else do you start a conversation?
I guess he was equal on that one.
Yeah.
And how many wives I've had, how many husbands she's had. And her fingernails were painted like a pastel color.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, what's going on with your fingers? And she's like, "Oh, they're painted?" And he's just staring at them, and he's like, "Oh, I bet they taste good."
Oh my god.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
And
Whoa.
I remember
just hey, you gotta go.
at that point I told him he had to leave.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
"All right, man."
Yeah, you gotta get out of there.
You need to leave.
And then at some point too, he told me that he escaped from wherever he's living, and the police are looking for him.
Oh.
And then shortly after, the fingernail thing happened. So I told him he's got to go. And I also desperately had to leave that day.
Yeah.
It's one of those days where I wanted to go home and I had something to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, man, well, I'm going home. So I think you should go too. And and I get him to come out of the building with me, and he's like, I need a ride. Can you give me a ride? And I was like, no, I can't, man. And he's like, starts telling me where he lives, and I'm like, well, I'm going this way. Yeah. So, you need to go. And I was like, you're going to go, right? And he's like, yeah. And he's just standing there, and he starts to turn around, and then I'm like starting to walk back to my car.
Yeah.
And I look back, and he goes straight back into my store. And he's like just over the counter, because I was looking inside, seeing what he was doing, and he's like just bugging Carly.
Oh,
like,
so the store you left, like the store was still open.
Yeah,
left.
yeah. This is like at 5-6 o'clock.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I'm like, am I gonna have to call the police on this guy? Right. Is that what I have to do? So I'm like, I'm gonna call Lee. That was my boss.
Yeah.
Which we can talk about her a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll call Lee like one time, and if she doesn't answer, I'm just gonna call the cops on this guy because he's scary.
Yeah.
Right.
So I call her, she answers. I say like 3 things that he did, and she's like, just do it. So I called the cops on him. The cops show up, they come in the store, and he just immediately whips around. He's like, oh, you're here for me. And they hauled him away. And I guess he was just this crazy Vietnam vet that escaped out of his home or whatever and was just going around and harassing retail stores.
Man, that's the first thing I'd want to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, those people always flock to GameStop.
That's true.
That like one of my stores was next to a jail.
Yeah.
So all the time people would come in and you'd greet them and they'd go, "Oh, I'm just waiting to get out of prison," or "I just got out of prison, waiting for my ride." And then, like, their ride would show up, of course, with a bag of trades. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. And they would trade shit in for cash.
You got to trade it in.
Yeah, that's some of that sweet, sweet cash.
How else are you going to post that bail?
Yeah.
You got to pay for it somehow.
I remember when we were working there, I think wasn't even that much of like a mutant. It was just more of the funniest thing I'd ever seen in my life, which was, you probably know what I'm talking about, is when we were both working up at the front register, like the counter, and it was dead. There was like no one in there, but there was this one guy in the store who he was just kind of wandering around for a while, and then we had this like display up front. It was like a video game console display.
It was the Xbox One display.
The Xbox One display.
It had like a 55-inch TV on it.
Yeah, and the guy like couldn't get the controller to work because those displays are always broken.
Sure.
And then he starts like just hitting the screen, like thinking he's playing like a touch screen game.
Yeah, like both like trying to pinch and zoom on shit.
Whoa. Yeah, and like I look at Chuck, and like there'd be times when these people would come in that like I couldn't look at Chuck because I knew that we were both gonna burst out laughing.
Yeah.
That was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen. There was a lot of
that guy. I'm pretty sure was on something too.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, he was a customer at GameStop. I mean, most of them were.
They all are.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think a lot of the things with GameStop customers, like, and I think this goes probably with any place where there's used stuff, it attracts a certain demographic.
Yeah.
Like, and then you're buying things from these people.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of drug addicts coming in there, and they're always there, like right there first thing in the morning, and you can tell they've scrounged their entire house or wherever they're living with every cord, CD, old PC game, anything they think we can buy.
Which I've never been there, so I wouldn't know.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but it's all in the pursuit to get their next fix of whatever they need.
Yeah.
You know, or like people will return stuff for the same reason. So you're always dealing with that.
Yeah.
I've had people completely rage in the store. I've had people like throw things at me. I've had customers spit at me.
Remember the grab and go guy?
Oh, that was like right when I put in my 2 weeks. Yeah.
That was the last straw.
Yeah.
No, and the way Lee was too, when I had to call her about that, I was like thinking like she probably thinks that I like set this up.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
Because I put my 2 weeks in and she was real pissed about it, or really cold to me after that. And then like 2 days later, I'm calling her and telling her that a guy just came in and grabbed an Xbox and ran out.
Yeah, he just came. He was just standing there, and then like, what did you have to go like grab something, like turn around for a second or something?
No, so I got near the last year or two of my career there, I was starting to get real short with people.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I could not deal with their stupid fucking little idiosyncrasies anymore.
No, yeah, of course not.
And this guy, he comes in with glasses and a hoodie, and this is the first time I realized it too. People that are gonna steal something in a retail store, obviously if they're wearing glasses and a hoodie, but they're always on their phone. They're always on their phone. So
That's like the dead giveaway.
oh yeah,
Because they're just trying to act like, oh, it's just normal. I'm just in a store on my phone, whatever.
Right,
But
don't
nobody else is on the phone.
yeah,
It's only them.
like don't talk to me kind of thing. So he's
Right.
got his phone in his hand, and I can't tell if he's talking to me or the person he's on the phone with.
Is he like looking at you while he's talking?
He's
about
got sunglasses on, and he's just kind of like looking and
it? Just zoning out.
and he's just talking, and I'm standing there in front of him behind the counter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you talking to me or like I can't tell, man. Like you need to put your phone down. Like I seriously can't tell if you're talking to me or not.
Yeah.
And he starts asking me if I have all this like high dollar shit in stock. And then he leaves, and then he comes back in. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to get this Xbox One." And I'm like, "Okay." So I go back there and I get one. And you're supposed to put it on the counter behind you or on the floor or something like that.
Sure.
I put it on the counter in front of him, and he just immediately kind of grabbed it.
Yeah.
Which was red flag number 1.
Yeah.
Right.
He puts it back down. I immediately take it and put it on this like little counter in between the registers that's lower. Like customers
Right.
kind of can't get to it. And then he's like, "Oh, and I need Xbox One Elite controller and this and this." And I'm like, "Okay, like
Yeah. You're,
All right.
yeah, like you're either gonna try to ring this up with some like stolen credit card or something, or like I don't know." So everything he's asking me for, I'm putting it on that little counter.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he asked for like a game or something. I turn around and there was a clearance T-shirt box.
I
and
forgot about the
yeah,
Okay, well, really quick, I need to sidebar on
yeah.
the T-shirts because when GameStop was realizing that they were going under, which they still are,
Which is still
yeah,
now.
that is a thing.
they started getting all this, like all these accessories and like loot in, like T-shirts, posters,
Funko Pops,
because the world needs more of those.
Yeah.
and so none of them sold over Christmas. So we just started making these giant boxes and writing like I don't know, like $5 or $1 on.
Well, I mean, it was an ungodly amount of stuff.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
we would literally like we'd see the boxes come in and just be like, oh fuck.
those stores are small. Like, I mean, if you guys have ever been in one,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're tiny.
So I mean, and they would send us fixtures to put this stuff on, but I mean, it would fill up after one shipment.
Yeah.
Like,
There'd be 6 boxes. I mean,
and then the next day you'd get like another 10 boxes of all this garbage, and you'd literally have to rearrange your entire store every time you got shipments. I mean, completely rearrange it to get it to fit. So, yeah, they'd clearance.
Yeah.
They'd like a $15 shirt would drop to 10, and then 7, and then to the point where it was like $2 at the end.
Right.
They had a shirt that year that was
Were the shirts all just like...
Oh, the
what was
Black
it?
Friday doorbuster?
yeah, was it Make Gaming Great Again?
Yeah, it was Make Gaming Great Again.
shit.
And it was the
Yeah.
year Trump.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
it was something.
Yeah, we didn't sell hardly any of them.
No, we
No, I
didn't.
can't imagine you would.
I thought around here maybe they'd take off, but
Yeah.
I remember a woman bought one for her son and then returned it because she didn't realize what.
Yeah,
it
you
meant.
told me
Right,
about
yeah.
that. Yeah, where she was like, oh, I didn't know that this was like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't want this.
Yep.
But anyway,
yeah,
so
anyway.
we had one of those. It was just a cardboard box with T-shirts in it.
Yeah.
He jumps into the T-shirt box.
Into the box?
Into the
Into
box.
the
'cause
box.
It was right in front of the counter on
Right.
the floor.
Okay.
Because the product that he wanted to grab is on that little counter.
Yeah.
That's
Behind the counter.
behind us. So it's
Right.
like a raised counter
Yeah.
for the register, little counter, and then another raised counter further down
In the
left.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. Jumps over it, knocks over this dumb little fixture we had that had like 6 DVD cases into it.
Yeah.
Reaches, just spills everything over.
Yeah.
Grabs it, looks at me and goes, "Thank you," and then ran straight out the door. And I
Wow.
mean, I'm just like standing there, like, are you serious? Like,
Right.
I'd never, out of all the things that happened to me there, that never happened up until literally the last 2 weeks.
Were you like upset really, or
No, I was
You kind
just
of
like,
can't be. Like,
I was so jaded by then.
Yeah.
I was just like irritated, if anything.
yeah?
So I want to say there was somebody in the store with me when it happened, or they just walked in as he was running out.
Yeah.
It was like a guy and his couple kids.
Uh huh.
And they're like, did that guy just like steal that? And I was like, yep. So we go outside and he's booking it towards like Home Depot, which is on the really far end of the plaza. And, we're just watching him run. And this lady came up and saw what car he jumped in and gave me his license plate.
Oh, got him. Oh, yeah, and I ended up knowing the guy.
You did, yeah, because I Googled the name the cops gave me later, or I Facebooked it, and you were a mutual friend of it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know the guy. But I'm sure.
That's weird that, you did get that Xbox One around then, too, and then you just got that from...
Yeah.
Did he get you that?
No, I got it on my own terms.
You know what's really funny about that? I didn't tell Lee what the guy's name was because she would always do this thing where she thought anytime anything went wrong in your store, it was an inside job. It was your employees doing it.
Yeah. Right. Somebody set something up.
And I knew if she found out that guy was a mutual friend with Spencer, that Spencer's the one that plotted it.
Absolutely.
Like, right.
Yeah.
Which, of course, I was. Of course, I knew that guy really well. I don't even remember his name now.
Did he get the Elite controller too, or just the
No,
Xbox?
he just got the Xbox.
Sucker.
Yeah.
He done fucked up.
Yeah. What games are you gonna play for it?
What are you gonna play on that?
Yeah.
It was a bundle. I don't remember which
shit.
one, but I want to maybe the Forza bundle, like Horizon.
Ooh, that's probably the best. That's the best bundle you can get. No,
when I bought my Xbox One, I bought it like a year after the Xbox One came out, and it came with like 7 Assassin's Creed games.
Hell yeah,
it was crazy. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Was it the Ezio collection?
I think it was.
Was it Unity?
You got 4 and Unity.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I think you got both of those.
4 wasn't bad.
It's
not good.
I played it.
None of them
it was
are
bad.
Black Flag?
Yeah, Black Flag. I'm not a fan. I don't know.
That was the point where I completely stopped playing them, I think.
That was the first one I had played in probably like 4 or 5 years at that point.
I remember playing
the last
3.
The last one that I played was 2. And I didn't play the sequels to 2. What was it? Brotherhood and Revelations.
Yeah, I played Brotherhood.
I didn't play either of those. I played 1, and then I played 2, and then I played a little bit of 4.
Yeah.
And about 15 minutes of Syndicate also, or whatever it was.
Yeah,
Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Yeah.
No, it was Unity. Syndicate was the year later. It was Unity.
Yeah, Syndicate came after that one. I have some weird news. Crystal Chronicles is getting a remaster.
Like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles for the GameCube?
Yeah, it's coming out for Switch, PS4, and Xbox One.
Really?
That's awesome.
Is it actually going to be online?
Yes.
Because didn't that game have like a broadband feature back then?
Yeah, so it's online, and you can do local play on Switches. Like you can all have your Switches together and be playing it.
With the GBA.
Yeah, it looks like they
because that's what you did with the GameCube one, right?
I think you could.
You could.
Yeah.
That's how you could do it multiplayer. Is you
use
the
GBA links. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think that's the only because you can't play it with 2 regular controllers.
No, I think you can only play it with GBA's multiplayer.
But it looks like they remaster is a stretch because it looks like it came straight out of GameCube, and they just stretched the picture.
They just upscaled it.
Yeah. I saw some of like the explosions and the frame rate looked like it was like 6 frames per second running on current hardware.
Oh, no.
Sometimes with the remasters, I appreciate it when it's just an upscale, and they left everything alone.
I would appreciate it for that game. I really like that game. I think it'd be cool if there was a easy modern way to play that thing multiplayer.
Yeah, and it's definitely gonna make me play it again.
Sure,
because why not?
I want to see that again.
Because I'm not really a Final Fantasy guy at all, but that one I remember being a lot of fun. And I didn't have fun with the other ones when I was younger.
That one is very, very different from Final Fantasy games.
Yeah.
You didn't get into like 7 or 8 or 9 at all?
I was late on 7.
Okay.
And I don't think it holds up anymore.
I
disagree.
PS1. It's hard to look at. That's my huge thing.
I played it again a couple years ago, 7, and it's a chore to look at.
I know the core mechanics,
but
and the
storytelling is really good, and that's a really solid turn-based battle system, and that game still has a lot of good going for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just turn-based overall, especially with Final Fantasy.
I like a lot of the 2D ones, like the SNES ones and stuff like that. Like
the 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6.
Yeah. What's the one that's like different numbers here in Japan? Is that 3?
6 and 3.
Yeah. So Final Fantasy 1 over here was 4. I want to say
4 over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And 3 here was 6 there, right?
Yeah, I want to say.
Yeah, whatever the
Or maybe
the Super Nintendo.
Maybe 1 is like the actual.
I think 1 is Final Fantasy for the NES.
Right, and then we didn't get 2 or 3.
And then 2 or 3 didn't come out here.
And then 2 is 4.
2 is 4.
Never saw 5 here.
Never saw 5, and then 3 is 6.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty positive.
Yes.
Damn Square.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But like
guys.
3 is really good. 3 is awesome, and then I really like Final Fantasy Tactics Advance also, the Tactics one.
Yeah, you just
The
ordered
GBA.
that, didn't you?
I did. I ordered a used copy of it
Yeah,
the
they
other
had
day,
a
actually.
GameStop retro sale.
It was like $6 shipped. I was like, yeah, I love that game. Sure.
That was one of the best parts, like especially last year at GameStop.
Oh, yeah.
Those retro sales.
Yeah, especially with that discount. Plus, you can,
Yeah, I'm surprised by like how cheap they let shit go
Yeah.
on there.
They started to raise prices a little bit shortly after I left, I noticed.
yeah,
But every day, I mean, multiple times a day, I was checking that. And
yeah. No, we were always on that.
stuff that would go for $100, like I was getting it down to like $40-$50.
Yeah,
Damn.
Like it was awesome.
yeah. The especially with that code, the CAG16,
Yeah.
which works for everyone. You don't have to be an employee there, and it still works.
I'm amazed at that. So that code's been around a really long time.
Yeah.
Like, so I started at GameStop in like 2009, and they were not viewed as very. They never have been as like very customer centric or gamer centric.
No.
Yeah,
Which I-
gamer centric.
Like people always say like, oh, GameStop doesn't care about gamers. It's well, okay, it's a fucking corporation. I don't know
Right.
why you thought they'd
It's
care about
power
you
to the
anyway.
players, though.
I know,
And they're all bottom fraggers. We're all top fraggers.
Yeah, they're
Us
bottom
employees,
fragging over there.
but I want to say that CAG 16 code actually has a lot of history with it. Like it was a thing to reach out to the cheap ass gamer community, because that's what CAG
Right, that's
stands
what it
for.
is,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouts out Jared Thorbon.
Oh.
Yeah. Leader of the Cheap Ass Gamer Twitter.
Yeah.
He does
guy.
God's work, man. That thing.
It is God's work. That's the
It's
whole reason I
rolling
have
like
Twitter.
24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't sleep.
No.
Just constantly posting deals.
Yeah.
And I wonder if like people just submit him those deals, or he just on the hunt 24 hours a day.
He's on the hunt, and then also there's like a huge community around Cheap Ass Gamer.
Yeah,
they have
there's,
like they have like a giant forum and stuff like that of people finding like, hey, I found if you use this coupon code and you do this thing, then you can like loop it multiple
Yeah,
times,
that's how
and then you
people
get
were getting-
85% off this thing, and then
yeah, people were getting switches for like $150
Yeah.
at Target a few
Yeah.
weeks
yep,
ago.
I remember that.
I remember when Nino Kuni came out, within
Yeah.
the first couple weeks, there was this thread where it was like, just go into Target and buy it. It'll ring up for $20 right now. And it was brand new.
And just straight up, just like the UPC was all messed up.
Yeah, I was
whatever.
like, I'll try it. And yeah, sure enough, like $20.
$20.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GameStop's site back in the day too used to be really messed up. Like stuff would work with coupons that it shouldn't have, or they would do like 25% off, a select game, but it would accidentally work for all pre-orders and stuff like that on top of stacking with my employee discount.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. They cleaned a lot of that up though.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's I don't know. That retro sale like saved my life so many times. I feel like it didn't save my life in the fact that I feel like no matter what company I work for, I'm always giving half my check back to that company.
I know.
And you have a problem with it too.
Yeah.
I can't. Like,
I feel like I'm better with Best Buy
yeah.
because Best Buy, it's like large purchases I want. So
Yeah.
it still gets my money in the end, but I feel
It's
like
less
it's
frequent.
You also
Yeah.
you also don't get new stuff every week
yeah.
at Best Buy.
There's nothing to buy at my work, so
Yeah, that's
Oh.
fair.
I don't get
You should be
anything.
thankful, honestly.
Yeah. You went to PAX.
I did go to PAX.
And you were telling me that I wanted you to tell this to Isaac because he hasn't heard it. The Twitch booth.
Okay.
I need to know about this again.
So I've been going to PAX for 9 years.
Yeah.
My nephew Jesse, who also worked at GameStop and works with me now at Best Buy, has also gone with me for that whole 9 years.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend, this is her 3rd year, and my girlfriend Jessica, this was her 2nd year. And we all had the same exact opinion that it got, like, PAX has been getting worse every year.
Yeah.
I still love it. Like, I'm still going to go.
yeah, I went 2 times. So I went in 2011, and then I went in 2012.
Were you there the year Hideo Kojima went?
I don't think so.
I want to say he went in 12 or 13.
I think that might have been 13 then. Because, yeah, I think I went 11 and 12.
Okay.
And from 11 to 12, I even remember going like, yeah, I don't think this is like as cool as it was last year.
That literally is the way it's been. Like every following year, it just seems like it's worse. And I don't know if it's because I'm like, when I was working at GameStop, I would immediately go, when I became a manager, I would go to their expo, like this within.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I would go like immediately after.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and then every year it just is less exciting. But I don't know, like I was reading online, like a lot of people felt that way about this year. So this year there wasn't a lot, and it is a little bit of an off year for video gaming in general.
Right. There's not a whole lot of crazy new stuff coming out
Yeah.
or things that people are hyper excited for right now.
So it PAX, you know, you have the main convention center, which is split between two buildings connected by a sky
You got
bridge.
that bridge. Yeah.
And then there's a little, you know, all the sites and the theater down the street.
Yeah.
So on the left side of the street, it was nothing but Fortnite mini golf, which took up the
Fortnite
Hell
mini
yeah.
golf?
yeah, it took up the entire.
Do you hit the ball with a pickaxe?
I walked in and saw the like Easter grass that they had on the floor and
Easter
everything,
grass.
and I was like, okay.
Did they have the pinata? Did you see the pinata there?
I saw a lot of bright, colorful things, and I just immediately went up the escalator and went upstairs.
Did you
Alright.
see any really cool people there? I bet because cool people hang out at the Fortnite booth.
I didn't see anybody cool whatsoever. I didn't see anybody in it.
Yeah, no,
really.
there's
Like,
just no one
so I
there.
don't know if it was just over and done with at the time I went in, but it looked like a huge waste of space.
Yeah, sure.
And then on the street just ahead of that
Yeah.
was PUBG.
Yeah.
And
which-
they had this old smelly military vehicle that was driving up and down, and it was just covering
Smelly.
it was just covering everybody in like diesel fumes.
Hell yeah.
And
Oh, damn.
and it had a bunch of screaming PUBGers on it.
There we go.
And it would park on the street just past that building with
And they
the
would get
Fortnite.
out with a 8x scope.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Yeah. And they were constantly like throwing red smoke down that street, so you'd be walking down, you know, downtown and just see red smoke billowing out everywhere.
Yeah.
I didn't even go over
They
there.
just had smoke? They just had smoke there?
Yeah, like it was like red smoke. They were like shooting down that street near that truck.
Oh.
I didn't even go down. I didn't
There's
care.
the LZ.
Yeah.
That's
Was that
the
what it
care-
was?
That's where I'm dropping.
That was the care
that's
package.
the care
That's
package.
the care package.
I
The red
bet it-
smoke comes out of the care package.
Yeah. So it didn't even go down there. And then the main convention hall, I'd say 40% of it had to do, like, it all revolved around streaming
Yeah.
or some.
That's the weird part. I remember in 2011 and 2012, those booths weren't really there. Like you didn't have the like Mixler booth or what's the Microsoft's
Mixer.
Mixer?
Yeah.
Mixer. You didn't have Mixer and you didn't have Twitch. Like
I
maybe
think you put Tumblr and Mixer together.
no. I think I referenced the service Mixler, which is a audio only streaming app
Oh, okay.
that you can get.
Okay.
Which is what I was thinking of, but it's not that.
So
That stuff wasn't there, but I remember like PC hardware booths were there in like full force. Like that was a big thing when I was there, like Razer's booth and Corsair's booth,
Right.
stuff like that.
so that's all still there, which, you know, I like seeing that stuff. So
It's kind of
Sure,
cool
yeah.
because you're like, oh, look at this like crazy laptop that I'll never buy.
Right.
Yeah.
And they give a lot of free shit out.
Yeah.
But
Right.
those booths, like the PC gaming hardware booths, were much larger, or they had like Gigabyte was there with their Aureus boards
I don't know.
I think it's
with the eagle. And
Yeah.
like it's like their RGB
Oh, okay,
thing.
okay, yeah.
uh-huh.
They had a huge stage that looked like they hardly ever used. Razer just had this big. I mean, all the stages for all these companies were just gigantic.
Yeah.
And they all had like little like fish tank looking things
Kind of
where
like
just
curio cases with like
with streamers in them, and you could like walk by and see somebody streaming.
But you couldn't get in.
You couldn't get
You
in.
had to be a streamer, and you have to have like
Right.
a certain amount of followers, right?
Well, okay, so that was a Twitch booth, which I'll say that.
Oh,
for
I'm sorry.
last.
I thought we were there.
No, we're
okay,
not at the
Okay,
Twitch.
we're not even there
Yeah.
yet.
So,
Okay.
like,
so just at like Razer's booth, you would walk by and there was just a dude in there like playing PUBG. or
Yeah,
some
and you
shit.
could see him like in the booth and look at him, but that was it.
Yeah, so I think
Did they have like a feed? Like
No,
on, like, a TV
it was
of his
just a guy
stream?
sitting there
He's
with a
just
dual
playing.
monitor setup, just
What?
playing. You don't know what he's doing.
I think we've passed through because you remember when we would watch, like there'd be people who watch Twitch streamers, like playing video. You watch your friend playing video games, and then adults would be like, "Why don't you just play the damn video game?"
Right.
Now we're beyond that. Now we're watching through a window of somebody playing video games for people watching them play video games.
Right.
So
It's like-
we've moved beyond.
It's like when you're in the bathroom and you have those tilty mirrors and you like stick it on the side
Yeah.
of your
Yeah.
face and you just keep.
And you
Yeah,
can see
it's just one-
infinite.
Yeah,
That's the best. Well, you don't want to move those back because there will be a killer behind you.
that's true.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
have double the chance. So
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
you don't want to fuck with that.
but like Discord had a massive booth with nothing in it.
That's wild.
That's
because,
what Discord is. so.
because-
right.
because like with all of these things, like Razer, okay, I get it. Like you're there to promote like keyboards, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna sell you tricked out mice.
That's
right.
cool.
Okay,
Whatever.
cool. Corsair, I'm gonna sell you this RGB fan. Okay, yeah, whatever. What is Discord peddling?
It's just a bunch of people standing around being away from their computer.
Yeah,
just
like-
offline.
like I don't.
So now the Twitch booth. So the Twitch was there last year. I don't remember it being like this though. So the booth was
yeah.
kind of shaped like a triangle, and on the flat back part,
That's a bit. I bet it's shaped like a bit. Like
Yeah, shaped
cares?
like a cheer.
a chair. Yeah. Okay. Continue.
on the back part was a stage where guess what, they were streaming.
Yeah.
And then on the side was more of those like fish tank cubicle things where you could watch people stream.
Yeah.
And then the point of the triangle was this. It had like plexiglass or glass on the side so you could see inside of it. Was this personalized cafe for Twitch partners, and you could only get in if you had a certain amount of subscribers.
Oh shit!
And you could, and as a attendee, when you were walking by, you were just viewing Twitch partners eating.
so
and
they're
it was-
just
it
like
was-
sitting in there at a table, just like eating some like nasty sandwich. like,
Yeah,
This is the
whatever.
most pretentious bullshit
It
I've
was.
ever heard.
I was like, "Are we like really? Like that's what you want to put
This
on your
is where
floor?"
we are.
Like
yeah.
if you're gonna have that,
Yeah.
if you want to do something for like, hey, if you're a Twitch partner, come by here. We can get you food. We can get you a bottle of water. That's good. Going to conventions sucks because like eating and getting water and stuff is like not
Right.
hyper
It's a
easy to
chore,
do. It's
yeah.
a chore. So like that makes sense. But don't put the see-through walls on it.
on the floor where
On
an
the
attendee
floor?
is gonna go. Like
Yeah.
so, like when I saw that, I was thinking like, why, like get rid of the stupid PUBG or the Fortnite thing. Like just have an area that's going to be dedicated for streaming, if that's because people do care about it. Like last
Right,
year,
Yeah.
Totally.
Instead of just taking up a huge fucking spot on the floor.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name? The like Scottish guy with the different colored hair.
Jacksepticeye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So last year, Jessica likes Jacksepticeye.
Yeah, yeah.
So we went
Seems
to
like a
stand
good
in.
dude.
Yeah, I actually saw him this year. He had his hoodie on. He did not want to be seen, and he was walking
yeah,
through the.
definitely
Right.
not.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
But last year we stood in line to meet him, and the line was like 5-6+ hours long.
Yeah.
And like I bailed. I was like,
It's like waiting
Yeah.
for Nintendo.
yeah, worse.
Worse.
Yeah, and you could see him and see people like meeting him one by one.
Yeah.
And we were at the very, very back, and I was like, this is going to take forever.
Yeah.
Like, I seriously can't stand here anymore.
Right.
But at that point, I realized like, like back in the day, like people would go stand to meet like Hideo Kojima. Like that's a big deal.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
Think,
Sure.
like that's amazing. Or
King.
like I got to meet the voice actors that played Cortana and the Master Chief.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, like
Yeah, that's cool.
it was really cool stuff. Like, and now it's all about getting to meet Jacksepticeye.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of these people are going.
Go meet Markiplier. They should have Daddy of 5 there.
I don't know who that is.
Remember Daddy of 5? He was the one who got his kids taken away because he'd like pull pranks on him where he'd like hit his kids, and then he got like more than 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
Is that the one where they would like they'd spill ink on the floor and then they'd be like,
yell at the kids?
Yeah,
Oh,
dude, I
Daddy
saw it
of
was
5,
terrible.
Dude. Daddy of 5. We need a Daddy of 5 booth at PAX next year.
yeah,
You'll see me in line.
You wait in line. You don't get to meet him. You just get to abuse a child.
No,
they just let you do it.
No, you get to be the child. He abuses
Oh,
you
okay.
right there.
Yeah, they change it up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a little switch on it.
But I mean, I don't know. I guess I just really miss the way it used to be a little bit, and there are still remnants of it. Like the 6th floor is totally the way PAX was, like 7, 8, 10
Is
years
there
ago.
still like you still get like a good 8-foot statue of Marcus Phoenix or
yeah, like free shit? You mean? Like
no,
for
I'm
free?
just talking about on the floor. You
Just
got,
on
you
the
got like
floor.
a 20-foot statue of an Elder Scrolls dragon.
That was the
Giant-
other thing.
giant firefall
That
booth.
wasn't there.
no statues.
No awesome statues. I mean, there was a couple cool things, but it wasn't like where you walk in and you get that like whoa.
you get like the
you know.
cool statue.
I remember the
Were you trying to pee and then you had to look at the Firefall logo?
No.
Do you remember that year?
No.
Where like everything was Firefall themed, and it was like all over the bathrooms. It was everywhere.
No.
That
Don't
game
you
is
love
like
when games haven't come out yet and people think they're
no
gonna take
that no
over?
that game came out and like the servers are like shut down. They're like not doing it anymore.
Really?
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah. Oh God.
But they spent so much money on marketing for that thing.
I really like tabletop gaming too, and that used to have a big presence.
Yeah.
Like
Like Warhammer stuff and
yeah, I don't know if you guys know what Forge World is for Warhammer.
No.
yeah, I don't know.
They're owned by Games Workshop, who does Warhammer.
Yeah.
Well, but Warhammer's like an open IP, right? Like, kind of anybody can make Warhammer themed stuff. Isn't that how it
GW
is?
is super protective over the
Really?
properties.
Because I remember reading something about like
from my understanding, anyway.
like how like Vermintide and stuff like that came out this year, like Vermintide 2, Warhammer Vermintide 2. It's a video game came out this year, right?
Right.
And, but I remember reading about like that's just some like offshoot spin-off that they were like, yeah, sure, just make that, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know with like their properties and stuff, I think they license it out frequently.
Okay,
but
like
you
maybe they're
can't-
just more apt to license it.
Yeah, they might have some deal with that, but I mean, they're pretty. I mean, I know they've shut down things that like other people have tried to do, but anyway, like Forge World was there one year. They make like really exclusive resin models, like high quality ones.
Yeah.
That you can only get from there. Like they came down to America, and that's like the only time I ever saw that stuff available in America to buy. That's really cool. You don't see that stuff anymore, like at all.
No,
Right.
not really. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it's just kind of community centric now, or real like I've read online, like I've never been to E3, but like every year PAX just seems to go slowly more towards that E3. Like I'm gonna market things to you,
Yeah.
or
Right.
like I'm here more to show off something on a streaming service or a website than I am for an attendee, and that's not what PAX originally was about.
Right.
Did you get to play anything cool?
Yeah, I played Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, so that was really, really exciting.
Yeah.
Um,
How'd it feel? Like, did it?
So I was a little worried looking at videos online because it looked laggy. Like it looked like he was having a hard time aiming.
Yeah.
Or, I didn't experience that at all.
No, it's just dead on.
Yeah.
Did it feel like the
Was
you
like
know, the
pl-
kind of the modern style Resident Evil games?
Yeah, was it
4?
like playing 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More fluid than 4.
Yeah,
like
oh,
I actually,
yeah.
actually just recently played 4, and I didn't realize how stiff he
It's
is.
stiff.
Oh
It's
yeah.
super
Very
stiff.
Great game, but yeah, pretty stiff.
Yeah. It's probably a little bit more like Revelations or something
Sure.
with the movements more fluid.
Okay.
Really tight quarters,
Yeah.
and the flashlight's kind of realistic. So if you get close to a wall, the game just goes totally dark. So you have to be really, really careful.
That's some next gen shit right
That's
there.
cool.
yeah, next gen.
Yeah.
So you have to be really careful, like trying to maneuver past zombies and stuff like that, because like it's hard to tell where you're oriented sometimes.
Oh,
Right.
gotcha.
Really easy to aim. Controls are really intuitive. I could tell that they recycle a lot of menus and stuff off 7 a little bit.
Oh yeah, sure. Cool.
Um,
yeah, because it's made in the 7 engine. I think
It is, yeah. I wish I would have just blitzed through the demo more, because I was spending like a lot of my
Just
time.
kind of looking around at stuff.
Yeah, because I've played 2 and 3 like so many times, so like it was really cool to see the RPD building like all done up again.
Right.
Yeah.
But I didn't know the demo was on a time limit, and it literally just cut me off at one point. I was
Oh,
like, oh
damn.
shit. But I still got through. Like if you watch like the gameplay demos online, I still got through the main area where you go through the metal grate and see
Oh,
all the
yeah.
zombies for the first time. And you
Yeah.
you meet Marvin.
Yeah.
So I got through all that.
That's cool.
What else? The Corsair booth is showcasing Metro, so I played Metro.
Oh yeah, that
That
looks cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. I'm a big fan of Stalker.
Yeah.
Um,
oh damn, yeah. I haven't heard of that game in a long
Yeah,
time.
dude, Stalker's incredible. You should play it.
No, I have played it.
Oh,
I
you
just
have?
haven't heard it in a long time. It was a 360 game, right?
No, Stalker was on the PC.
Oh.
It's like an
What am I
abbreviation
thinking? Yeah. Where
or
it's a acronym.
acronym. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Maybe I did play it on PC. I don't remember.
There's 3 of them on PC.
Okay.
They're kind of just expansions expanding upon the original game for
Gotcha.
the most part. But and then a lot of that team worked on Metro. So I've been a fan of that series for a long time. Played really good. Feels more modern than I'd say the
Yeah.
original Metro. And
Yeah, I think I played 2033
yeah,
was the one, like Last Light or something like that.
yeah.
I played that one. Yeah, I thought that game was cool. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd be excited to see what a new one of those looks like.
It has some cool ideas in it for sure.
I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm not gonna say I hate them or anything, but I'm not the biggest fan of open world games.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Neither are we.
Same.
And I was worried that this game was like legit open world, and it's not. From what I can tell, like the demo, it was just big maps that connected into other big maps, which totally.
I think
that's
that
made me really
usually
happy
better.
actually.
Yeah, there's not many games that, like, I feel like games go open world because they feel like they should, and then they don't have enough in the world to live up to what it tried to be, except for Breath of the Wild and maybe The Witcher 3.
So there,
Yeah.
like to bring it back to like GameStop a little bit, I noticed that in the customer base, like it could be like God's gift to man in gaming, like best game ever made, like 100%. But if it's only 8 hours long, people will go, oh fuck it, I don't want it.
Yeah, no.
That is like
I'd rather have a game that is subpar that I can play for 100 hours.
Now, this morning when I went into work, Felix was like, how long Spider-Man? I said 15 hours. And he was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I was like, that's a great length for that game. I don't want it
Yeah.
any longer than that.
no, I appreciate it when a game is like very short.
Yeah, Donut
like,
County.
My favorite game I played this year is Donut County. You can beat Donut County in an hour 50 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's over.
It's a
I
cool
thought it was
game.
the best experience I've had this year.
I totally agree. Like, I mean, we were just talking about Dragon Quest. Like,
Right.
That's tough.
I don't know if I'm ever going to beat that game.
Sure, that's
I
like
don't
a
have
120-hour JRPG.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like Persona 5. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah, I beat Persona 5. It was 110 hours.
Yeah, you should
right?
do an AMA because I don't think
Yeah.
anyone has ever beaten
I'm the
that.
only person who's ever finished it. But that's because I like the Persona games or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I like all those games, so it's like, of course, I'm going to play that all the way through. But
I stopped looking at games as like how much can I squeeze for my dollar.
yeah, I don't want to
Like,
look at them as
no.
like value propositions at
No.
all.
Yeah, if I played the game like from beginning to end, and I don't care if it was an hour long or 50 hours long, and I got a good experience out of it, that's all I'm happy about.
Yeah, if
That's
that
all
was
that matters.
an awesome hour, cool. If that was an awesome 150 hours, also cool.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter either way, just as long as like it's quality.
like, yeah, I think honestly there is a divide at some point. Like, basically, if you're playing a game that's 4 hours long, I would say probably $30 is a good price for it.
Yeah.
If you're playing a game that's, I would say even just maybe more than 8 hours, I think that's fine for $60 if it's a great
Oh,
game.
totally.
Like, totally. I mean, like, you definitely want to still play it for a little while.
Right.
Like, that's what I just finished Spider-Man. I felt like it didn't overstay its welcome at all. I was like hooked for 3 days straight. The ending was incredible, and I still have all these collectibles I can get, and I was doing that today. Just kinda,
Right, yeah, you can still go back and explore around the open
yeah,
world.
it's like it's an
and all that
Insomniac
stuff.
game. It's a platformer, like pretty much down to the core. That's what that game is, and like there's tons of shit in there. They make great games, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
definitely recommend it. You played Kingdom Hearts 3, didn't you?
I did play Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh my god!
I
Please
Whoa.
tell us.
I know
Whoa.
it's a real thing. So I'm not a huge Kingdom Hearts fan of all.
No,
I like one.
neither are we.
No, fuck that.
I like 1 and 2. Kingdom Hearts is special to me too because literally my entire career at GameStop, I had people asking me when's Kingdom Hearts
When's
3
Kingdom
coming out,
Hearts
and
3
I got
coming
to
out?
fill them with disappointment.
You worked there for 9 years, and you got it your first year, right?
I worked there for 9 years, and the whole time I got that question: when's Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out? Which is awesome.
Yeah.
But no, so yeah, I did play Kingdom Hearts 3. Really good. The gameplay was awesome,
I'm sure
actually.
it looks pretty crazy, to be
Um,
honest. There's so many things, like there's so many Disney movies in it. I
Yeah.
feel like there's so like way more than there were in 1 and 2.
The demo was really cool too. So there was 2 stages you could play. I think you had like 15, 20 minutes to play it.
Okay.
And if you could get through one stage, you could immediately go in and start playing the second one.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So you got kind of 2 flavors of the game. The first one was where you're going up and fighting a Titan, like on a
Oh
mountain.
yeah, I saw that.
Really, really cool. Like you bust out the train and everything, and you're shooting the Titan.
Yeah.
The gameplay seems really, really varied. And then the second one was Toy Story.
Awesome.
And Sora and everybody, they look like toys in
Yeah.
it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I didn't get to the end of that demo. I didn't realize you could skip cutscenes. I think that's how people were getting and beating both of them. Because I was going pretty fast.
Yeah. It's okay. The dialogue in that game is terrible.
Yeah, well, and that's the
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
If you didn't play the 37 side stories on the 15 different consoles that came out on,
Yeah, you didn't play Kingdom Hearts 2.5 9 hours over sleep.
Right.
Free drop distance for the DS. You didn't play that?
Yeah, I know, right?
For the fucking Amiga.
Yeah. But,
you didn't play the 3 Kingdom Hearts games that came out on the Ouya? Like,
Yeah.
where were you?
Come on.
yeah, and
That's
I mean,
where the real story is.
and that kind of kills it for me for that. Even if the
That's-
story's
yeah.
fucking shit, I
That's
still
what-
want to like know what's going
Right?
on. Like,
That's why I'm too. I feel like with 3, they are going to dumb it down. I
You
think
have to do a hard reset. Like you
you have to at this
like
point.
not like a hard reset, like completely wipe the slate, but you need to wipe it off some.
Yeah,
because
they-
like that's the thing that I constantly hear about those games is like, oh, if you're gonna play 1 and 2, that's fine, but like all the real storytelling and why it will make sense is in all these like original DS games, 3DS games, PSP games,
Yeah.
PS Vita games. I'm like, I'm not gonna play all those. So, like, I guess I'm not going to play 3 either because
Yeah.
I'll have no idea what's
Yeah,
going
what the
on in
fuck?
any of this
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, that I don't know why. Like I don't know why Final Fantasy is a part of that game.
Well, this is what we were talking about before, where, like, Square Enix likes to just beat up their franchises.
yeah.
yeah.
Other things. Oh, also with Kingdom Hearts, they dropped a new Tokyo Game Show is going on this week, so there's been a bunch of new trailers popping out. The new Kingdom Hearts trailer came out, which is
Is it just a jarbled mess?
yeah,
with some pop song
so
playing behind
yes,
it? Yeah.
so like
Hell
if
yeah.
you guys didn't see the E3 2018 trailer, it was this strange. It was like there was a song playing. And then the voice acting was there, but none of the sound effects were there.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like they'd
I
be
remember
fighting
that.
and they go, and there'd be
There was, like, no
just
sound.
like swaths of silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did that again, which incredible. And then also they announced a Kingdom Hearts VR game, which will be out in December.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
shit.
Yeah,
That's pretty soon, actually.
yeah. I don't know what the fuck that's gonna be. That sounds
a rail
like
shooter, but you play as Goofy.
no. They showed they showed you're holding a keyblade and you're like fighting Heartless in like what looked like the hyperbolic time chamber from Dragon Ball Z.
I'm sure it will be 100% canon, and you will need to play it to know it's going to be
yeah.
like Kingdom Hearts 3, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was like
Oh,
the
did we
same-
say VR? No, we meant the Virtual Boy. That it'll be on that.
It'll be
So,
on that. That's
yeah.
what we were talking about. It's
I
like the same
remember-
thing they did with Final Fantasy 15 too. Like, I was really hyped for that game. I played that game. That game starts though, and like, you get to a point where they just like introduce people immediately, and they just assume you know who they are.
Yeah.
Because they assume that you watched the Final Fantasy 15 anime that came out before. That you
Which-
watched
who
the
didn't?
Final Fantasy 15 CG movie that came out before, which I didn't watch either of those.
No.
So they'd just be like, oh yeah, Lord Ribkiss is here, and you know, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I don't know who any of these people are, and the game just assumes like you saw that stuff, right? Like, you watched that.
Yeah.
It's like, no, Square, I didn't.
No, of course they didn't.
No.
That seems to be kind of a thing with a lot of Japanese games, like even like some of my favorite franchises like Metal Gear or Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Those games have come out over such a long period of time on so many different platforms, like especially Resident Evil. Like at one point it's like Sony exclusive, and then they were Nintendo exclusive for a while, and then you know, like the stories just get so jumbled, and at this
Right.
point these characters are almost just like
They're nothing like they
They're
used
ne-
to be.
yeah.
or
Especially,
they never followed any continuity at some point because they realized that like, oh, maybe our fan base didn't play this in 1998 or whenever this game
Yeah.
came out, like
Right.
you know, so like
well,
they're just almost like characters. They never actually followed any story arc or anything, or if they did, it was really really loose and just kind of like thrown together.
Yeah. Well, Capcom will make sure people play it because Capcom has a serious problem with releasing the same game 9 times. Like Street Fighter, now it's Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna get
Resident Evil 4 is on
everything ever made. Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
No,
honestly.
no,
It doesn't-
it's a
That's
great
a good-
game,
it's
and
a great game.
I'm okay with Street Fighter being on everything too. I'm just saying that this is what Capcom does. Like
Yeah.
it's just their thing.
Well,
to
Street
do.
Fighter's a little different though because it only comes out on Sony platforms, but they release it like 19 times.
No, Street Fighter comes out on Switch.
Street
Well,
Fighter.
no.
I'm talking like 5 and 4.
Oh, like
And
the
stuff like
There'll
that.
be
The
like
new
the
ones.
there's like Street Fighter like 4 Super and then
4
Arcade
Super.
Edition. I
Arcade
think there was one in
Edition.
between that too.
There was another one too.
Yeah.
That's right. You were saying Metal Gear. Speaking of Metal Gear, they finally showed off the trailer for Left Alive, which is the new game. All the art's done by Yoji Shinkawa, who did.
Oh, he was going to do
Metal
the
Gear
art
Solid.
for. Oh no, that's a different guy I'm thinking of. Go ahead.
Yeah, but they finally showed that game off, which they showed a trailer like E3 like 2 years ago. That was like this really cool hand drawn thing. Looked awesome. Looked like the artwork from like Metal Gear Solid 1. Saw the trailer today, and it is one of the biggest messes I've ever seen in my life. It starts off really solid. Of like, you see like these really cool mechs coming in. They look like Rexes or something like that, like classic Metal Gear. And then it goes to these characters that remind me. The only way I could best describe it is, do you remember the game Spy Fiction for the PS2? Maybe another one would be it's not Contamination. Extermination.
Dude, that game's great.
It is great.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you.
Total
but
gem
the,
right
the
there.
characters look just like those people. Like
Okay.
it looks like they ported them from the PS2 to the PS4.
Oh shit.
And the it might be some of the worst voice acting I've ever heard in my entire life. But there was something I was like, okay, maybe if I saw Metal Gear 1 today, I might think it looked ridiculous too. Like if
Sure.
if it was
Sure.
a new game, I was like, maybe this will be good. But that you need to hear that voice acting. It is tragic.
You just sparked a memory. Do you guys remember when Toys R Us would send out those VHS tapes with a bunch of trailers on them back in the day?
Oh yeah, totally.
Like they did
had
one for like
Yes.
Majora's Mask
Yeah.
and stuff. So I remember I got one that had like a bunch of. I'm gonna guess it was like 1998 or 1999. It had to have been 98 actually. Hot holiday games. And I thought that Metal Gear looked really cool. And this
Yeah.
is like before the internet and everything. This is
yeah,
just
yeah.
going back there and flipping the box over and being
Right.
like, this game looks. I remember the white, the white and red logo.
Yeah.
It was just really like,
The
they look
cool,
cool.
like half a snake's face.
well, this was just a white background with a red
White
Metal Gear
background with the
Solid.
red text on it. Yeah,
That's
that
it.
was it.
Oh,
and then you
gotcha.
flip the game over and then it looked really neat.
Yeah.
But I remember watching, there was a Metal Gear trailer on that VHS tape, and it was it looked terrible.
Yeah.
Like I remember like it was all in Japanese, so we're like, is this
Like-
game even in English?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it was just jumbled. It looked like there was hardly any action in it. It was just talking,
Yeah.
And
And then you play the game, you're like, oh yeah, that is
Yeah.
what it is.
Oh yeah,
So-
it's just talking.
It is just talking.
So when you were well, not the first one. I think the first
No,
one.
the first,
no,
of all of them, the first one is the most action.
The first one has
I'd
the
say.
most gameplay
Or
out of all of them.
Snake
Well,
Eater's got a lot
five.
of gameplay.
I'd say
Oh well, 5 probably has the most gameplay.
Five
But-
does.
But when you were talking about that game, that
Yeah.
it like reminded me of that. Like, well, maybe,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, it might be cool. There's still no like footage of what the gameplay looks like, so
You
I
just
mean-
saw some weird looking PS2 cutscenes.
yeah, I don't know who's doing it. I think it's Capcom doing it, maybe. It's not Konami, I don't think.
Well, they
So-
don't make video games anymore.
pachinko machines.
They just make pachinko machines,
Oh, Konami.
slot machines.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they make.
I did find this YouTube channel. It's gamers, but I think with a V instead of an A, like GV
Oh
Oh
shit.
shit.
MER.
Web 2.0.
They're actually like really, really well done, like documentary style videos on,
Uh-huh.
on different series or games. Or they have this one it's like the rise and fall of Silent Hill,
Yeah.
or like what happened with PT. And they were talking about with PT the amount of hype that demo generated, and then how the industry, like with like games like Resident Evil 7, like that's a clear inspiration of PT and
Oh,
like
yeah.
that style of game.
Yeah.
That invigorated a lot of creativity at Konami, and even higher ups like we're starting to look at that. So maybe there's some hope in there that Konami someday, because they have a lot of cool IPs.
They do.
They do. They have Castlevania.
Yeah, they have Castlevania, Zone of the Enders,
Yeah.
Metal
Metal
Gear.
Well, Zone of the Enders, they just released the 2 remastered.
Right.
Yeah, they
and
put out that remaster of it.
Something second runner.
Which I love remasters, but it'd be cool to
It'd
see
be cool
those.
to see like a news on Avengers.
Well, they added
Yeah.
VR to it, which that's I'm gonna throw up
Yeah.
just thinking about it.
of Zone of the Enders VR.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make me barf.
Yeah.
That would be way too much.
Just looking at that game sometime is a lot to take in.
That's like how they put like Rez on VR. Like, oh,
Oh,
man, I want to play that. That looks crazy.
Oh, dude, I'm scared.
I played. It was on that demo disc that came with the PSVR.
Yeah, you
The
played the
Res
Res
Infinite?
VR. Was
Yeah.
it fun?
Yeah, it was cool.
That game is awesome.
Yeah,
It-
Rez is super sick.
I actually have a sealed copy on the PS2 Res. A
Damn.
customer traded it in like way
Oh,
back in the
hell
day,
yeah.
and
Hell
we were
yeah.
supposed to take sealed games, but it was so old. We're like, well,
Did you get the Res, the new one, the limited run one or whatever?
I want to say I am 8-bit.
Oh,
did
I
it.
am 8-bit,
did it.
Yeah,
that's right, yeah.
I bought it at I think last year's PAX.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I am 8-bit did a physical copy of Gang Beasts too.
I saw
that
that.
I just
that.
picked. I picked that up
that's
at PAX.
Oh, you picked that up?
Yeah, I picked it up.
Oh, we need to play that.
Yeah, that'd be
I
fun.
love that game. It's so much fun. I'm not much for usually those like weird physics games. Like I bought Human Fall Flat like a few weeks ago, and I played it for like 4 hours, like which was longer than I thought I would. But I was just
Gang Beasts is fun though because you play it with other people.
yeah, and it's short matches and nobody knows what they're doing.
Right.
It's like playing Rocket League. Everyone's
Yeah.
bad, so
No
it
one's
makes it
good at
good.
it.
Yeah. Speaking of VR though, do you remember that game Everybody's Golf that just came out a little while ago?
Yeah, of
the
course. Hot
spiritual-
Shots.
Yeah, hot. They're adding a VR mode.
Oh, really?
And they showed
Oh,
gameplay
damn.
of that, and it looks fucking amazing.
Does it?
Yeah.
Are you just golfing in VR?
Yeah, you're just looking at the club down there, and then
That-
you're just golfing.
That sounds pretty good to
It
me.
sounds good
That
to
sounds
me.
all right.
That sounds like
Like-
I could do that for a while,
Sure.
honestly. And I think you just use like the fucking whatever, the move controllers, and that looked pretty good.
Has the VR ship sailed? Like, does
I don't think so.
you don't?
I think
so?
it's still going. I think honestly, we're gonna start seeing the shit. Well, we said that last year.
I
about
think
this.
it has 2 more years before it's gone.
Yeah, I think there will still be stuff released, and I think people will still buy it for a while.
Because I mean, if you look at like this year's E3 and a lot of big announcements and everything, they didn't talk about it.
No,
Nobody has
Like,
mentioned VR.
Those platforms, like PSVR, I think that platform's pretty much.
Well, Sony like also had a very strange conference this year. I mean, they
Yeah.
only showed 4 games really, so I mean, who knows? They did show Dreams. That's like their big next VR game.
oh,
It's from the guys who did
Little Big Planet.
Little Big
Yeah.
Planet. Yeah.
I mean, like, so my first experience with VR was the Vive.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Same. Yeah, that was the first one that I messed around with.
Really, really cool. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, this is incredible. Like, this is really, really neat. But then once you get past the wow factor of it, like, how do you make a game out of this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a PSVR, which made me terribly motion sick. I couldn't play it for more than 45 minutes before I started getting this really bad pain behind my eyes. And I ended up selling it, which I hardly ever sell any of my video game stuff, like, at all.
Yeah, it's
But-
I mean the Vive, I mean, you're paying double for a reason. I mean, it's just
And I realize
better of a
that's
headset.
better, but I mean, I never hear anything on the Vive that makes me want to go out and like
Right.
pursue
Yeah,
it.
I haven't heard of the one software thing where I'm like, damn, I would drop $900 right now just to
Yeah.
see that.
yeah. Which I mean, there's tons of stuff. I mean, with the Vive, you have Steam. I mean, there's tons of VR stuff on Steam.
But are they
But they're not like
tech demos?
They're not
that
system-
just happen
they're
to
not-
be fun games. Or
yeah, they're not like system movers, right?
Yeah.
There are things that maybe you look at for 15, 20 minutes a piece and you go like, that's pretty neat.
True. I mean, I think the whole reason I wanted to get a PSVR was, and this is completely just mainly a tech demo, which was just I wanted to play Job Simulator again.
Yeah, Job
Which
Simulator
is
fun.
just fun. I think that's like when VR is at its best. Resident Evil 7 was very impressive when I
Yeah.
played that.
So like that was what was really frustrating to me. Like I thought it was incredible, and like it's way different playing it in VR than it is with a controller, like at a screen.
Yeah, it's a nightmare in VR.
Yeah,
it's
it-
the
it's
scariest
scary.
thing I've ever seen. Yeah,
But I couldn't stop. I kept feeling sick.
I
couldn't play
there
for
was
more than an
It
hour.
was really dark, and you could see the dark on the sides of the headset really badly, and I feel like it was fuzzy too in the VR headset.
Yeah.
Great game though.
It's amazing with that game when you put on that headset, the sense of scale all of a sudden, like
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
big the monsters appear in
Yeah.
front of you and everything.
Using your head to actually peek around corners.
Yeah, it's
That
really,
was
really
terrifying.
Yeah.
The
What else?
only thing that I want to get VR for is the Tetris effect. That's
Yeah.
the only thing I want to see in VR.
Have you seen that yet?
Mm-mm.
It looks crazy.
It's a new Tetris game. It's made by Mezuguchi, the guy that made Rez and Lumines.
Yeah, so it's
He made a Tetris game, so you
Wow.
know what's that going to look like? Yeah, probably pretty fucking crazy. It's
Yeah.
the dude
Yeah.
that made Rez and Lumines, and he
Yeah.
finally got to make Tetris, which
Yeah.
he's like wanted to make his whole life, and then they finally let him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
other stuff. We got a new Sekiro trailer, which looks awesome. It just I kind of don't want to see
Yeah, I
any
don't need to
more of
see
that,
that.
game. I'm gonna play
I'm gonna
it
play
day
that.
one. So
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm in.
Forza Horizon 4 showed off their Halo mission where you
Oh.
play,
Oh,
you
shit, you
drive a
drive a warthog?
warthog behind a pelican while 2 banshees are flying around.
Damn.
Like in France or wherever that game takes place.
In London, yeah, where it takes place. No, and literally, there's like you're just driving down city streets where like there's like Lamborghinis driving by you, and you're in a fucking warthog, and
That's sick.
I remember I want to say it was maybe Forza 4.
Yeah.
They introduced the Warthog, but you couldn't drive it. It was just
Yeah,
in there.
it was Forza 4, and yeah, you could just look at it in like the car
their
model
Auto Vista
thing.
mode.
In the
It
Auto
was Auto
Vista mode.
Vista.
Oh,
Yeah,
where
you could,
like you could open all the doors and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
that was it.
You could open
to
the
be honest,
doors
that's
and,
the
like-
best part of Forza. I love making all the the doors open at once. That's
Yeah.
oh,
I mean,
that's
I
my
love
favorite.
Forza. Forza's one of my favorite games.
It's the best
series,
racing
actually.
game out there.
It
I'd
is.
say.
Yeah, Forza.
At least for realistic racers,
Pretty
for
good.
sure.
I am a little worried about like burnout with that series a little bit. Like, I know that we get a main Forza and then Horizon, but sometimes it does feel like too much Forza.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I also wish that Burnout would come back.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Burnout
Yeah.
does need to come back.
I got Burnout Paradise remastered this year. That's a great game. That's 10 out of 10. That's a perfect video game.
Yeah, you fucking love Burnout.
I love Burnout. I love Burnout Paradise. It's one of my favorite games.
I don't think I've played since Takedown.
Takedown is also very good.
Yeah,
They're all good.
awesome. They're all fun.
They're all pretty good.
I did like that you can go into crash mode at any point in Paradise.
Yeah, because
though.
Burnout Paradise is an open world driving game, but just at any point you can click down both the controllers and launch your car and start bouncing it off of buses and shit. Anytime. Doesn't matter where you are, whenever. Just do it.
A few more things just in kind of some news lately. There's a new Pokemon themed Switch coming out. Did you guys see that?
It looks great.
It looks
The
amazing.
dock is like the cutest thing I've ever
I
seen.
know, with Eevee and Pikachu.
Yeah.
Did I tell you what Jessica got me for my birthday?
No.
She she had this guy custom make a Switch case and Joy-Con set for me that's all aliens themed.
What?
Yeah,
Whoa.
like, and it arrived really, really late. She was like, look, I bought your birthday present. You're not going to get it for like 2 months, but it was a lot of money and I really hope you like it. So it finally came and they told me to go away. And then they told me, hey, like, you need to come here really quick. And they're like taking apart my Switch. Like, it's in pieces.
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, okay. And they're like, we think we might have stripped the screw a little bit.
Oh.
We want you to take it apart now.
That's
So-
funny.
Oh, jeez.
So it was fine. They needed a different bit.
Yeah.
But
Does
yeah,
it-
it looks really good, dude.
looks cool?
It's super cool.
That's awesome.
The Joy-Cons are kind of like a Covenant theme, like
gotcha.
the
Okay.
Covenant mural looking theme.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the back is like the classic Alien, like no one can in space, no one can hear you scream.
Oh, nice.
Right.
But yeah, like that she just did that, and then I saw that Pokemon one. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
I
no.
gotta get this one too.
In Nintendo fashion, classic Nintendo, it's just the price of all the stuff put together is the bundle deal.
Oh yeah.
I hope they sell the Joy-Cons separately because I like collecting the different color
Me
Joy-Cons.
too, because I got the Splatoon ones and I love those.
Those ones are so
The
cool
pink
looking.
and green.
I still want the arms ones. That like highlighter yellow.
Yeah, he got those.
Those are
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, those are,
Jessica stole those though. She said like those are hers now.
yeah, those are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Xbox put out a grease-proof controller. They're coming out with one.
Yo.
It's an Australian. Okay, so it's
Like hand oil.
like hand oil. So it's an Australian exclusive. They're only making like 200.
They have
of
the
them.
oiliest hands historically,
Yeah,
Australians.
absolutely.
So that makes sense.
They're only putting like 200 of them, and they put out this ad for the controller, where it's just like a slow motion of the controller spinning around, and people just rubbing like fried chicken on it, and then dumping olive oil on it, and it was the best thing I'd seen. It was disgusting, but yeah, it was.
So I'm actually intrigued by this product because I hate oily, greasy
Oh, it's
controller, and I
disgusting.
hate
Right, it
fingerprints, and like I'm real big about those matte finishes and things
You
that
can
don't show
try to
shit.
get one on eBay. I'm sure they're going to be very
Like,
expensive.
Like when you said it, I was like, oh, like my hands won't tarnish the controller over time.
Maybe
Sounds
if it
incredible.
does really well, they just go like, "Hey, we're just gonna make controllers out of this
Yeah,
plastic."
it's made out of polyurethane is what they made it out of.
Aren't they making a controller for like people with handicaps too?
Yep, it just came out
yeah, we
a
talked
couple
about
days ago.
we talked about that last week. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the
Adaptive.
Xbox One adaptive controller. Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
that thing is sick.
I was watching somebody play with it today, and it's pretty awesome.
Do you know about Jesse's Microsoft controller collection?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Jesse, Chuck's nephew, has the most ridiculous.
I
Xbox
believe
controller.
he owns every single retail Xbox One controller.
Yeah,
And-
including the Minecraft pig and the creeper.
Right.
Yeah,
And he's going to buy the stupid PUBG one soon too cuz that's
Ooh,
a thing.
Me too.
Yeah.
I loves me some
Yeah.
PUBG.
So he just has like all the different color variants and all that.
Yeah,
and
he
stuff?
has every single
Every
one,
single
of
one.
them, including the Elite controllers.
Damn.
He has the Gears of
Wait,
War
but
one
you can
too, right?
wait, but you can go on Microsoft.com and order a custom color one.
You can, but he wanted the ones in the retail packaging.
Okay, just the retail ones. Okay.
Yeah.
He does. So when we were at PAX 2 years ago, his girlfriend approached one of the like Xbox controller guys that was showing that off when that was a new thing, and she said like, "Can you make like something really custom for me for my boyfriend?" And he gave her his email address, and they like stayed in touch. And he has like a one of a kind Mass Effect controller
Whoa.
with like a carbon fiber like N7 like print
Damn.
on it.
Damn, that's really cool.
Yeah, that guy made for them and like
Yeah.
shipped it to him, and it's like I want to say it's in a plexiglass. I might be wrong about that,
Yeah.
but yeah, they like
I'm glad
really went
that's
out of their way.
sick.
If I would have sold all that shit by now. I sell all my shit though.
Yeah.
I wonder why I never have any video games. I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
sold
I
them
got
all.
rid of them all.
Yeah.
I was
just-
at GameStop the moment they opened, trying to get my fix.
I just never fucking. I never.
That's sweet cash.
Oh my god, that it's always in the morning. Reddit doors open when people come in and be like, "Here, I have $500 worth of shit. Can you empty your till with money that you don't have yet and give it all to me?"
And then you're like, well, no, I can't because I only have this much in my tills, and then they're furious.
They don't understand.
Yeah,
They're
like,
like, "What? You're not the bank? Like, come on!"
yeah. And then we weren't supposed to refuse any trades either, so it was like, but there's only this much money in the store, and it's not that much.
Right.
So what do you want me to do?
The one thing with Xbox controllers is every now and then at like demo stations in retail stores, I'll see this one cable that they use. And I think you guys might have them at Best Buy, but it's a coiled USB cable. It's like a curly cable.
Okay.
It's a coil cable, and it has like this big ass fucking brick on the end that plugs into the controller to like lock it on there. I want that cable.
Yeah.
We definitely. I mean, I know we don't sell that.
Best Buy.
Right.
yeah.
And I've looked online to try to get one of those, and like I can't find one anywhere, but I fucking want one of those
You want
cables.
a
Like
coil
that cable looks badass. I want that. That thing looks so cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know where you get it. I should just email Bill Gates.
Just yeah. You can't find it on eBay or anything.
I've looked.
Yeah.
Can't find it. Yeah.
You still gonna get a Vectrex on eBay?
No.
They're too expensive now.
This motherfucker. All right. I was trying to buy a Vectrex a little while ago.
Yeah.
What are they going for now?
Like
So they're
200,
they're going
300
they're going
bucks.
for like the same price that they kind of have been of like 150 to like 250 on eBay, right? And I'm like, okay, like that's I would pay like $150 for a Vectrex
not
probably. Like I would do that. And I found this guy. He was selling this giant lot of every single console released in North America ever. Period. The end.
Wow.
Like every single console. He was here. He was in Spokane. He was like, "Look, I have everything. I need my whole collection to go. I have all the North American release consoles ever." He had a Vectrex, and so I emailed him and I was like, "Hey, I want that Vectrex." And he was like, "No, I'm selling this as a whole lot." And I was like, "All right, dude. I don't have like 18 grand to give you, so like, never mind."
Is this like every one like color variants and all?
So not all color variants,
Just,
just
like,
like
one of each
One
system.
of each. Like, yeah, he's
how
got.
much was he asking for the whole lot? Do you remember?
He didn't have a price.
Oh, okay.
It was like
Make
a
an offer.
negotiate, make an offer kind of thing. But I was like, well, okay, if you ever decide to piece it out individually, which you will in a week because no one's going to buy your giant lot, like, let me know about the Vectrex.
You should have just like thrown up in the air, like, I'll give you $3,000 for it, and see if he would have taken it.
He probably wouldn't have taken it.
I think he would have taken it.
$3,000?
If he needs to get all his consoles out, only selling it in a bundle.
It depends on like how bad he needs it gone, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, if you spend your whole life collecting every console ever made and you
And then all of a sudden you probably need them all to go pretty quick.
Yeah, $3,000.
Well, and that's why the next week he was individually selling them piece by piece.
Oh.
And he messaged me back about the Vectrex, and he was like, you know, like, this is what I have for it. I have 2 games. I have, like, Asteroids in pole position for it. Like, okay, that's what everybody has for it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the overlays. Oh,
Ow.
ooh,
No,
already
you need
like,
the overlays.
You can't play
come
them.
on, man. You don't have the overlays?
You can't play them.
But I was like, all right, like, I'm still in. I was like, I'll give you, like, $150 for this with Asteroids with pole position, whatever. And he was like, nah, no way. I was like, what do you mean no way? He was like, $450 at least. I was like, it is not $450 for a fucking Vectrex, dude. Like, no way. And so I went on eBay and looked, and I found like 6 listings where they were all like $150 to $250 in like better condition than his with the overlays and everything. I sent him all those, and I was like, this is the median price, dude. And he was like, no, I can't let it go for less than I bought it for.
Oh, dude, he got suckered in.
I was like,
suckered
is that
big
my
time.
fault? You got tricked? Like, come on, dude.
Pull a
Like,
trick on him.
I'm actually surprised that that's all they're going for. Like, I haven't looked at the prices of Vectrex for a long time, but I remember, like, back in my, like, eBay heydays in, like, 2006, 7, 8, like, looking at that stuff, and, like, I remember that stuff was, like, $80.
Right.
Like, it really wasn't that bad, and
Well,
so I'm
'cause-
surprised it's only jumped that much, honestly.
Like the Vectrex shouldn't be more than like $80 in reality.
Yeah.
Because like it sucks, but I want one. Like I don't know. It's
So
cool. It's cool that it's a vector monitor. Like that's sick. But
Like, to give you an example, I didn't have an NES growing up. My brother had one that he'd bring over sometimes. My first console my parents ever bought me was a Super Nintendo.
yeah, same.
So I really wanted to get an NES. I got an NES. It was an original one too. Like it has to be a 1985 one because it came with all these parts. It was an NES, a ROM with all the parts, like 20 games, like 3 or 4 controllers, like the original Zapper, not the orange one.
Yeah.
The player's guide, and I think I want to say I paid like $140 for all that.
Damn.
In like 2009, 2008.
That's a pretty
Right.
solid deal. Yeah.
Yeah, like the ROB itself probably goes for that much.
Oh,
now.
the Rob. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've never. I don't think I've ever like owned one
a Rob.
ever. I had like an NES like 8 different times. I don't think I've ever owned a Rob.
I just wanted the ROB to put on my shelf.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Sure.
I
mean,
played with it once, and I was like, wow, you're
Would you play like Gyromite or something?
Darrell,
Yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah.
what you play with it, right?
Yeah.
It's like the only thing.
well
he
because
does.
Stack Up's too expensive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We have an email question.
Okay.
oh
Yeah. Actually, I just wrote it down. Game we've never played that people say you would love. I know mine. I was thinking about it. It's Red Dead Redemption. I've never played it.
really?
People say you would love that.
All the time.
I don't. I
People-
don't know if you would love that.
I don't like Grand Theft Auto that much. But I've heard Red Dead's just like eons beyond Grand Theft Auto.
I don't like Grand Theft Auto, but I like Red Dead Redemption. If
Okay.
that means anything to you.
I'm kind of right there with you on that one. I like the old GTA's a lot.
Yeah.
Like Vice City and
I
stuff.
think they're
Sure.
solid games. I think 5 is still like an incredible game. I just don't really love it that much. It's like I think as games go, it's pretty top tier. But
I can't think of any one that I like have not played that people are like, oh man, you'd be way into that.
Yeah, I'm struggling too. I mean, like a lot of my friends like since PUBG's on the mind and stuff like that, like people are all like, "Oh, dude, like you should play PUBG with me," or "Oh, you should play Fortnite with me," and like
you should play
they
PUBG
they
with
think
me.
that I mean, you even said that.
Yeah.
You even
I
wanted
don't
me
know
to
if
play
you
that.
like PUBG, but I would love to play
Yeah.
with you.
I think Overwatch maybe is one of them.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah,
it.
like even you were like, remember you conned me into buying Overwatch? Like I was like, if it goes on sale at this price or whatever, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
And it did like the next day.
Where we go? Come on, we can
Yeah.
play anytime.
I own it. I've literally never played it. I
Right.
feel like
Get it
it's,
on PC. It's better. That's,
I feel like it's something that I would like, but I'm not that big into multiplayer focused games
Sure,
anymore.
sure.
So
that's my. I can't play more than I think like 15, 20 minutes of Overwatch at a time because the people are so serious on that game, and I just like to talk shit and have fun. And
Yeah,
then
I think Overwatch for me gets boring after 20 minutes.
Yeah,
so.
you just get people just call you toxic for talking shit. Like fuck you. This is a fucking video game. Who cares?
Come on, bro. I'm trying to get on that Xbox Live 2003.
Yeah,
era.
come on. I'm trying to have a 6-year-old call me the N word.
We got a mic plugged in. Everybody has a mic plugged in,
Yeah,
and we're all wild.
yeah. The good times.
The good old days.
when the beginnings of Xbox Live.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of any like major thing that I've just missed.
Star Citizen.
Kind of never. I don't even know what that is.
No one knows what that is.
No one understands what that is.
There's been something like I think there's something like $65 million been put into that
It's like the
game,
number
and
one
it won't-
Kickstarter of all time.
and it
like,
won't- nothing's
it's not
happening.
Out. It's not out.
It was
So-
kickstarted like that like 6 years
Like,
ago.
yeah. No, and it just keeps going up.
And
too.
Mark Hamill's in it now.
are you serious?
He is.
Really?
What is he doing it? No one knows because no one's ever seen footage of it.
No,
I
there
don't-
is footage of the Mark Hamill part. He's like your captain or something.
Like Wing Commander?
I
Played
wish.
Wing Commander?
I wish. I don't know if it's in.
No,
like
that's
Wing
good.
Commander. That's a great
Yeah.
game.
I own one of them on the PS1. That's
Yeah.
the only one. I think it's 4. I think that's the only one I've ever played.
Yeah, I haven't played one of those in a long time. I'm stoked for the new Ace Combat game.
I like Ace Combat. I
Those
like
games-
Flight
Those
Simulators
games are
in general.
awesome. Ace Combat is like awesome military flight sim grounded in Japanese bullshit.
Yeah.
And I love
It's the most anime bullshit.
I love it.
Ever.
Like Metal Gear, dude.
Yeah,
That's why
I
it's
know.
great.
it's
Like,
cool.
yeah, like my dad when we first got like a PS1 and was Ace Combat started on PS2, but when we first got a PS1, I made him get Metal Gear because I'd seen people play it and I needed to play it. And he like was like, "Oh, this is awesome military stuff." And then all of a sudden, you're like, I don't know, like fucking playing against, you're like fighting Psycho Mantis
Yeah.
and changing your controller ports around.
Right.
And,
Super
like,
realistic.
Same with like Ace Combat. He was so excited for Ace Combat because it's like a sweet military flight sim, and then you're like signing into your like Japanese Friendster account in between flights and.
Right.
Games were, I think back then games were more lighthearted and fun a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I mean, and I think maybe sometimes we're coming back to that a little bit, but there was such a long stretch where it was like super serious military shooter.
Yeah.
And I played a lot of like Ghost Recon and Rainbow Six and stuff back in the day.
Yeah, Ghost Recon was awesome. Yeah.
So like when Call of Duty, which is not realistic in the slightest, any of them.
No.
Like when that started being a thing and everybody was saying how realistic it was and everything, like, and every game needed to revolve around that and be in Afghanistan and everything. I think that was one of the lowest points of gaming for me personally. Where like every single game had to be like that.
I still think Call of Duty did. I still think that like Call of Duty birthed the beginnings of the best first-person shooters. Like,
It's the reason that first-person shooters are what they are today.
yeah, like at least
no question.
I just mean kind of strictly to a Call of Duty format, I guess. Like,
Right.
most people will say, "Oh, I love Call of Duty 1 and 2." Like almost everyone will say those are the best ones. Those are people that haven't played that in the past 10 years. I think Modern Warfare 2 is probably the best shooter I've ever played. That and Halo 1.
Yeah.
But
So like when you said that like Call of Duty made shooters what they are today, I think they did in like a multiplayer standpoint.
For the multiplayer stuff,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah.
specifically talking
Yeah,
about.
but like I think Halo, like the original
Yeah.
Halo,
well,
really
Halo's like the reason that like
with the hype,
shooters work on consoles like at all.
right?
Yeah.
Like even with like the hype and everything surrounding that game, like that was one of the first games I ever really saw beat like Halo 2. I mean, the hype surrounding that was
Yeah.
crazy.
I
It's
think
the
it
first time I
was the
experienced
biggest
that.
game launch of all time, I think.
Yeah.
Like at least probably like 5 or 10 years ago, but
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that.
Oh, yeah.
That was a really cool time. But yeah, no, I like Call of Duty actually, like quite
Yeah,
a bit.
They're fun. Yeah.
I got tired, working at GameStop, working those midnight
Every
releases all the
fucking
time,
year.
and those customers.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
This year's gonna be the good one. They're finally taking that grappling hook shit out of there.
Yeah,
Just
That's
get
my
on-
favorite
jetpack.
thing at that Black Ops 4,
Yeah.
like EXP con or whatever for
Yeah.
Call of Duty. Did you see that, Chuck? Where the guy was like the lead developer of like the Black Ops series is on stage. This dude made wall running and stuff for Black Ops 3, right?
Yeah,
like
like,
he made
put his
that.
heart
Like
and
he
soul
did that,
into
put his
building
heart and
up
soul
a-
into this game design. And this dude is on stage going like, all right, is there going to be wall running? And then the crowd's like, no. And then he's like, that's right, no. And it's just like, oh,
But he's dying inside.
this like
like-
shell of a man just like completely defeated.
incredible.
He's just like on stage while people are just like screaming about like how bad his last game's mechanics were and how much they hated it.
It's awesome. I actually liked the like Black Ops kind of like
I think
the
that
future
shit-
one's like whimsical.
I think
like,
that shit's cool.
I
yeah,
think it's cool too.
weird.
I like that like kind of near future hyper modern thing.
yeah.
Did you
I think
see
it's cool.
there's like footage and stuff for the Battle Royale?
Yeah, I
mode for
watched.
Black Ops 4
I watched
for
a whole
Blackout
match of
mode.
it today.
I did too.
I'm really sad, like legitimately sad that game doesn't have a single player mode because I
Yeah,
really
that's
like.
weird.
I actually think they put a lot of effort in their single player
Wait, the new
campaigns.
Black Ops doesn't.
Black
have
Ops 4
Yeah, you
does
didn't
not
know
have
that,
a
dude?
campaign.
Why are they
No
doing
campaign.
this? The reason I play Call of Duty games is for the single
So
player
do I, man.
campaign.
Right.
Yeah.
That's such
Because they have like
bullshit.
those big spectacle moments and like these
yeah,
crazy
awesome
sequences.
set
and
pieces and
Yeah.
fucking crazy ass shit happens.
They-
I love that.
they do really cool shooter stories within like, I don't know, 6-7 hours and then you're out.
Yeah,
that's
and
good.
like they somehow make you feel semi-attached to the characters that are just like military guy, but
Sure.
they're still like kind of cool. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always gonna love fucking Captain Price. I'm always gonna love Soap McTavish, shit like that.
So
Oh,
I
yeah.
was just thinking about that. Like me and Jesse, like we were kind of pretentious back in the day about Call of Duty, like because we really liked Halo.
Yeah.
And then like Call of Duty was totally dethroning Halo, and
Oh, yeah.
looking back for the right reasons.
Yeah,
Totally.
Because Halo 3 is trash.
Halo was
like honestly.
whoa. Easy.
No, Halo 3 is not that great. When I played all the remasters, Halo 3 is by far the worst campaign.
Okay. Oh, that's fine. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I meant
The multiplayer is fun.
I think the multiplayer is better than the other two.
No.
I think the,
Maybe
the maps were so good in 3.
Really, like better than like Ascension and Halo 2.
I think 2 is better multiplayer.
Yeah.
But 3 had Valhalla, dude, or Van Halen as we call
Van
it,
Halen.
which I think was.
But 2 has.
But Valhalla was pretty much just 2 Fort.
Well, it was just Blood Gulch.
Blood
or
Gulch. That's what it
coagulation.
was called. Yeah.
But I remember we were making fun of like just like the storylines in Call of Duty at the time, and like being like, "Oh, nobody remembers Soak McTavish," but everybody remembers.
Everybody remembers.
Like we were
Everybody
so
knows.
wrong. Like,
Those are great games.
Yeah, awesome soundtracks in both games, in Halo and Call of Duty.
And
Fuck yeah.
no campaign in Black Ops 4. So
Yeah,
there
that's
you
some
go.
bullshit.
yeah, it's a shame. Especially World War II's campaign was really fun.
Was it cool?
I never played
Yeah,
it.
it was cool.
I played
It
like
did
the
look cool.
multiplayer. I played the multiplayer beta for World War II, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is like when I used to play Call of Duty 2 on PC back in the day."
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of a lot.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Did you play the Battlefield 1 campaign?
I did.
I did.
That was
it was
amazing.
Great. Yeah.
That was really
That
cool.
shit where you're flying as the bird after like you send the message out.
Yeah.
Dude, that was heavy. Like that was
that's
so
cool.
good.
That was right when I got my first HDR TV too. That was like the first
it's
game
a
I played.
beautiful game.
Oh,
the,
damn.
The airplane,
Yeah.
like in London where you're playing.
Yeah,
that.
when you're
Yeah.
like doing it like
Incredible.
against the Red Baron or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
incredible, dude. It was awesome.
Battlefield's such a bummer because I feel like sometimes they get it right and then most of the time they get it wrong.
Sure.
Like 1942 is the reason I started playing first-person shooters. I played it on PC nonstop, and then like Bad Company was really good. Bad Company 2 was good.
Bad Company 2 is good.
So like, I don't claim to be like good at video games or anything.
No, yeah,
at all.
me neither. Yeah,
There's only 2 games I do though. Is Bad Company 2
and
then
Winback.
Yeah,
I
Win
knew
Back
you were
on
gonna say
N64,
Winback.
dude.
I own Winback. We could fucking go right.
We should, dude. Like, I'm so good at Winback.
Yeah, I
But
know
Bad
you are.
Company 2, I played so much of that on the PC. It was great. And Battlefield 3 and 4 really let me down
Yeah,
in that
Yeah.
aspect, including even the campaign. The campaigns in those games they really fall
I
flat.
think they're pretty bad. I think like I played through the Battlefield 4 campaign. And it felt like kind of a Call of Duty campaign that the Call of Duty writers and game designers threw away.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And then they were like, "Yeah, we could repurpose this into Battlefield 4."
Yeah.
And that's what they did.
But Battlefield 1 totally brought it back.
God,
It was
totally.
awesome.
It was
I think
awesome.
Battlefield 1 was really good.
I
Yeah.
think that's one of the best games they've released in a while. EA's honestly, they've kind of been on it lately. I mean, like, they are still releasing a shit ton of sports games or whatever, which people do like.
Sure.
Yeah,
I-
those games. So like, I used to hate on sports games all the time, but you know they had whatever. They totally have a right to exist.
yeah,
and
totally.
Like,
They're-
and people love them.
Yeah.
so
They're place
whatever.
people love
They
them.
sell like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I could still totally play Madden with anybody if they wanted to play. I just don't really know how to play that well.
Yeah.
Like, I understand football as a sport, but I'm still not good at Madden.
Yeah, that's a different world.
Yeah, it's like I know how to play guitar, but I'm not good at Guitar Hero.
Right,
It's
right.
a different thing. But like, honestly, with like A Way Out that just came out, everyone loved that game, and
I need to pick that back up. We played like the first couple hours. Me and Larry, my roommate, did. And
yeah,
we
it's
never
pretty
picked it back
fun.
up.
You can tell that someone who is from weird, like the weird part of white people Europe.
That's how I always heard that game described. It's like, yeah, they tried to make a 70s American like adventure movie, but you can tell it's made by somebody who is definitely not from
Yeah,
America.
this new game is gonna be absolutely incredible.
That guy is crazy.
Yeah,
That was
fuck the Oscars.
That was an
guy-
incredible.
That guy
moment.
was sick.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I thank you, Jeff Keighley, for hosting your Game Awards just because of that guy.
Yeah. I like Jeff Keighley. a
Oh,
lot,
Jeff
by the
Keighley
way.
is my hero.
Oh, yeah.
He was I saw him at PAX at some booth. He was in one of those many stages that they rarely
Of course,
use
yeah.
there.
Sure.
But yeah, he was chilling
That's
there. It was good to
awesome.
see him again.
You should have went up and said hi. Did you see anybody from like kind of funny or
Funhouse
Funhouse or anything?
I didn't see anybody from Kind of Funny. I have 2 really good Greg Miller stories if you guys have time for those.
Sure, yeah, we can wrap up on that. We got a few minutes left.
So, first time I ever met Greg Miller,
Yeah.
we were walking back. Me and Jesse have this tradition where we go eat in Qdoba like every single fucking day at PAX. And when we got girlfriends, like they hate Qdoba, so that
Oh,
tradition
well, you
is
dumped
ruined.
them.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So,
Ended that.
but when we were walking back from Qdoba, we saw Greg Miller back when he was with Podcast Beyond.
Yeah.
Okay.
sitting outside eating a Blimpie sandwich.
Hell yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm not the type of guy that, like, when I see somebody that I recognize, it just
You don't want to run
immediately-
up to him and
I'm
be
not
like,
like
hey,
that.
hey, what's
Yeah.
up? Yeah.
like, especially after, like, just recently seeing Jacksepticeye, like, he did not want to be seen.
No, he
and I
was
could have
just trying
called it
to
out and
enjoy
said
himself.
hi to him, even though I don't give a shit about him.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
But went back to the convention. Go ahead.
Oh, well, yeah, I was just going to say, with, like, Greg Miller eating a Blimpie sandwich outside of the convention center, he's there, he's working.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
he doesn't want to be, like, he's not there for fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that's his job.
So I listened to a lot of podcasts beyond when
Yeah.
I was at GameStop at my Richland location. It was a brand new store. Nobody came into it.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, our first customers would come in at like 4 p.m.
That
Wow.
Queensgate one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was there right when it opened. And I mean, I watched so much Top Gear and listened to so many podcasts
Hell
on that
yeah.
store. It was unbelievable. There was nothing to do. The
Yeah.
store was brand new. And yeah, so I was really, really into him and Colin, and went back to the convention hall after seeing him, and me and Jesse were like chilling, figuring out what to do next. And Greg Miller walked in the door, and like we made eye contact, and I just looked at him, and I was like, "Beyond." And he comes up to me, and he holds out his Blimpie sandwich, and we shook hands through his Blimpie
With
sandwich.
the sandwich?
Yeah.
That's sick.
That's
And-
amazing.
Yeah, and then he like talked to me like 5-10 minutes,
Yeah.
and then
Did- Oh, no, go ahead. I have a quick Greg Miller quip.
go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Did you? So you know how he's been trying to push shirtless Spider-Man for like 20 years?
Yeah, yeah.
They put Greg Miller as shirtless Spider-Man in the new Spider-Man.
Are you
game.
serious?
It's
Whoa,
in there.
That is
Really?
incredible.
Yep. He was
Yeah.
like gushing over it. They sent him a special copy that had him on the front shirtless as Spider-Man, like fucking Insomniac did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's shit to so many like popular podcasters, YouTubers in that game. Like some of the secret pictures you take. There's a donkey reference. They go, "Ooh, it's a masterpiece."
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, shirtless. I was really happy for Greg Miller. I follow him on Instagram. I love
Yeah.
it.
No,
yeah.
Greg Miller's incredible.
He's a super cool
Yeah,
guy.
Yeah, seems like a solid dude.
The second time we met him, do you remember Justin? He worked at GameStop for a little while.
Yes.
So he loved Greg Miller.
Uh-huh.
And I was going to PAX that year, and he knew Greg Miller was going to be there. He was like, and he was going to move.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, I really wish I could go. Like, if you can do me a favor, like, can you just get something from Greg Miller? Like, anything?
Yeah.
I was like,
get
just
something
get
from
something.
Whatever he's got in his pocket.
Yeah. And I remember, like, the last time I met him, like, years ago, like, the Blimpie sandwich experience and everything. Like, I was like, I bet he'd give me something if I just asked him.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I went to his signing, his Kind of Funny signing, because Kind of Funny was brand new when they did that. And I told him that I had this coworker named Justin who's moving recently. Like, I'm never gonna see him again, and I haven't since. He's like in Florida or something.
Yeah.
And that he's a huge fan of yours, and he sent me on a mission just to get something from you. I was like, can you give me something, Greg Miller? And he just like goes like this, like just holds his hands up, and he reaches down and he pulled out pumpkin spice Oreos, and he signed it and gave it to me.
Whoa.
Damn.
So I gave that to Justin.
Oh my
which is
god,
really cool.
I wouldn't have been
That's
able to
sick.
not eat those.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
that's-
no, yeah, he probably has them, like, in a shadow box or something.
His their panels that year were really, really cool too. I missed their second one. I didn't know they did it, but I guess he was like going up to people. They were like drunk, and they went to and got a bunch of beer and stuff, and they were just like going up to people and be like, "Are you 21? Okay," and then they like pour a bunch of shit in their mouth.
Damn.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What else
Yeah.
you got on your paper?
I think we went through most of it. There's a new SNK game called Samurai Showdown that no one's gonna play.
What
Isn't
about
that an
that?
old series?
What about that new fighting game that came out where they took all the King of Fighters characters and they made them all like hot
SNK
chicks?
heroines? Yeah, they.
There's like a female Terry Bogart,
Yep.
and instead of having the like Fatal Fury hat, it says like Fatal Cutie on it.
Yeah, and they dumbed down the controls.
Yeah,
Oh.
but Fatal Cutie.
Right. That's fucked up.
That is.
Yeah. Who was it that said? Wasn't there somebody that said like, oh, it was Borderlands. When Borderlands was coming out, they were like, we have the regular mode and we have the girlfriend mode. And then everyone on the stage was like, what the fuck?
Wait,
and then he
what?
got like a ton of shit for it.
Good.
Yeah,
Randy
good.
Pitchford.
I think it was Andy Pitchford,
Yeah.
yeah.
Of course.
And then I played the Mega Man 11 demo on the Switch. That's
How's
out
Mega
now.
Man 11?
Oh, there's a demo?
Yeah, awesome. Super fun. It feels really tight. The new moves are really cool. Like the slowdown time and stuff is really fun. I'm still not good at Mega Man. Never have been.
I love Mega Man, but I'm terrible at it, too.
I think that's kind of most
I think
people.
that's where most people are at. Is like, yeah, I appreciate Mega Man stylistically, and I like its gameplay, and I like the concept of Mega Man, but I suck at Mega Man.
Yeah. And I think the last thing I had on here, I know you played Tales of Berseria.
Yeah, hey, let me talk about Tales of Berseria real quick. This game came out in 2016. I got it on my Humble Monthly subscription that I just let ride. At this point, I was going to cancel Humble Monthly, but like now it's kind of fun where I'm like, yeah, I just pay like $8 a month, whatever, and then they give me a bunch of crappy games. And sometimes they're cool, sometimes they're bad, whatever. So I started playing Tales of Berseria. It's in the Tales of series,
Sure.
right? Like, I really like Tales of Symphonia. That's a really good game. Most people will probably tell you that's the best one in the Tales series.
Yeah.
Is that the one on the 360?
No,
that is the one
that's
on
Vesperia.
That's
It's
Vesperia.
the
Oh,
one
no,
on
your
the
GameCube one.
Symphonia is the
Yeah,
GameCube
okay.
one. Yeah, that's the one that most people like. That's the one that I like the most.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that game was really good. Berseria is really good. Like, it's very good.
Yeah.
I was like, this is just a very good JRPG. Like, this is a very good Tales game. And I want to get back to it. I was surprised by the tone of Berseria also. Because, like, Symphonia is very lighthearted and, like, very colorful and very vibrant.
Yeah.
Berseria is colorful and vibrant, but it is not lighthearted at all.
Gotcha.
It is like you play as a like. Let me set up like the first like hour of the game. All right, let me set this up.
Okay.
There's like a world where like, all right, there's a bunch of demons here, and like humankind is like at its end basically.
Yeah.
There's like a tiny village where people live, but they don't have much food, they don't have much shelter or whatever. These demons attack it like all the time, and it sucks. These people live in fear of these demons. There's one dude in the town who is an exorcist who can kill demons.
Okay.
He has a like sister-in-law that you play as. It's the player character, and then the player character has a younger brother,
Gotcha.
and they're like training the younger brother to be an exorcist one day.
Mm-hmm.
So they do all this shit or whatever. You kind of do some like menial like house chores to start off with,
Yeah, just standard.
because it's a JRPG, so that's
shit,
what you
yeah.
do, right? Whatever.
And then eventually, you'll
There
get
there
into
comes
the
a
big
point
world.
where like you wake up in the middle of the night and the exorcist dude and the kid are gone, and she's like, oh no, where'd they go? And she goes looking for them at night when all the demons come out, so that's not good. And then the dude is standing over a giant pit with the kid, and he's like, no, stay the fuck back. And he like knocks that chick out and then like straight murders a child. Like, it was crazy. He like murders a child and he's like, no, it's part of this ritual or whatever. And then she gets pissed off and comes after him, and then he knocks her into the pit.
Oh shit!
Also, down the hole you go, 300
Yeah,
style.
here we go.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then the pit like shoots her back out,
Whoa.
and she comes out like half demon.
Oh shit!
And then he locks her on an island prison for 6 years in this cell where all they do is just feed other demons to her, and she eats them for 7 years. She eats demons for 7 years until like one of his like people that was like his right hand man or whatever comes to let her out, and she's like, "Why are you here?" And she's like, I'm fucking over it. I want to go kill that motherfucker. And she's like, yeah, me too. I've been eating demons in this cell for 7 years. Let's go kill him. And then you like bust out of prison, and you're on like this like prison island that's just like full of like half demon, half humans.
Yeah.
You like start a prison riot, let all these demons out of prison, and then you're like going to go kill this dude.
Damn.
I'm like, this game is crazy. Like for a Tales game, like I didn't know it was going to be like that.
I watched Jessica play like the first 2 hours of that, and I don't remember any of that.
Dude, that shit,
at all. I'm
was-
like,
it
wow,
was
this is
wild.
incredible. How did I miss this?
Yeah, check out Tales of Berseria.
yeah.
It is cool.
Damn. Okay.
I want to get back to it because I thought that opening was really sick.
What did we say last week on the podcast that we needed to touch on real quick?
We need to talk about. We played 2018's The Last of Us
Oh yeah, the brand new game.
from Naughty Dog. The
Yeah.
Last of Us.
Yeah.
This is the first time that we had played
We
Last
never
of Us.
played
We
it.
didn't play it.
We
Oh,
played it
okay.
together this year.
Oh, so you did
For
play
the-
it
for
finally.
the
Played
first
it through-
time.
Okay.
We did it in like 2 days. We just like rushed through it 2 days. Your thoughts, Isaac?
So hold on a minute. I have
okay.
Let me. So I like it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I played it in the very beginning.
Okay. Yeah.
I have a feeling by now, I'm gonna take a guess how you guys feel.
We feel differently.
Okay.
I'll say that.
I feel like that game has been really, really overhyped over what it actually is.
Sure.
I
at this
agree
point.
with that.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
for
can
sure.
agree with that. Yeah.
But go ahead.
So it like The Last of Us gets pretty good,
Yeah.
but it takes about 8 hours to get good.
I can agree with that.
Like the first 8 hours of The Last of Us, I was really surprised by, because that game is probably like 25, 30 hours. You think we put into it?
We put. I don't think it was that much. We probably put about like 20 hours.
Maybe
into
20
it.
hours
Yeah.
in. So like the first 8 hours of the game though are just like the same thing over and over. It's like you and the kid go here. We're going to talk to this guy. He knows something. He can help us out somehow, whatever. Oh no, he died, or he ran away, and you do that sequence over and over again, where you're like, we're gonna go talk to this person. This person's gonna help us out.
Someone double crosses you.
Oh no, they've double crossed us.
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll go talk to my friend Larry. He knows what's up. Larry got eaten.
Yeah.
We're like, oh well, we'll go talk to Fiona. She knows what's up. Fiona died. Like you just do that for the first 8 hours,
When it gets good,
and the characters don't talk to each other.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like at all for the first 8 hours of that game.
We came just off of playing. We played Uncharted 4 because Isaac had never played that before. We played that the day before we started Last of Us, which the characters are so animated with each other the whole time. They're talking, having a great time, and it was even that way in Uncharted 1 through 3 as well.
Yeah, I agree.
But The Last of Us gets really good when you meet the other dad and his son.
It's
Okay,
him and his
yeah.
younger brother.
Oh, him and.
It's his younger. it's his little brother.
It's his little brother. Yeah, that's when that game gets fucking very good.
Yeah, because then you have like these moments of like, because before that it's just like the only conversation is like she'll be like, "Didn't you have a daughter once?" And he'll be like, "I don't want to talk about it."
So, like, I agree. Like, but I feel like in the beginning of the game, it set up that she's a burden to him. That he
Right.
that he
which
that he
they
doesn't
did
really
well.
want anything
Yeah.
to do with
Yeah,
her.
totally.
You know, like. I think there's some good like subtle dialogue
Sure.
going in there,
Yeah,
and
I
they
can
do
agree.
like learn to care about each other throughout that.
Yeah,
story.
and I think where that picks up is that mark where you meet that guy and his younger brother,
Yeah.
and then from then on out, that game's pretty good. From then on out, it's
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, I think you said you give it like a 6 out of 10.
I would give it like a 6 or a 7.
I
Yeah,
give it a
that's
7.
That's where I'd
I
put
think
it at.
yeah.
Like,
I thought it was really good. I mean, like 7 is a good score.
I just
in
kind of
my
wish that they
opinion.
had gotten to the cool character development stuff later on, because like I specifically remember all these like little dialogue moments of Ellie and the younger brother talking to each other.
Yeah,
like they
when-
come across like a ice cream truck that's like totally abandoned and whatever, and they're like, "What is this?" And Joel, the older guy's like, "It's an ice cream truck. They used to drive around and like sell ice cream and it was play music and stuff." She's like, "What? No way! Like that would never happen." He's like, "No, I'm not fucking with you. Like
Yeah,
it's real."
It was just like really cool,
just like these
interesting,
these cool
dialogue.
like kind of humanizing moments between like, oh yeah, she grew up in this world where there was none of that stuff.
There's a scene in that game where you go into a town and you can go into like a record store, and there's a lot of cool dialogue in there where he's telling her about like music and things like that, and she, you know, she's never experienced any of that.
I think that was the part we're
That
talking.
was-
Is that the same
yeah.
That's
part?
the
I
sequence.
don't remember the ice
There's
cream truck
there's like
thing,
different
but
houses you can go into. It's like a safe area before you go to that.
it's a little lull before the
There's
game
like
gets
no
really
there's
Yes.
like no action in there
Yeah.
or whatever. It's just
Yeah.
like a walking
Yeah.
sequence. But that was the part of the game where I was like,
Yeah, we were in.
that
We
was the
loved
stuff
it.
that I've been waiting for that first 8 hours was that.
Because I mean, like Naughty Dog's so good at like story and just like their writing is amazing and their voice actors are always good too. I wanted to hear them talk more.
Totally.
That was
I feel like the intro to that game sets it up where
oh
it will
the intro
be
was
like that
amazing.
too.
The beginning of that game is awesome.
Yeah.
That shit's heavy. It's crazy. Uncharted 4 on the other hand
I've not played.
is
Well,
a buck wild.
It is a
awesome ride.
wild adventure, man.
Yeah.
That game's crazy.
I only played like an hour of it.
Oh my god,
unfortunately.
you gotta finish that.
Yeah.
Uncharted is one of my favorite series of all time, and like Uncharted 4, I think is by far the best Uncharted game. It's just fucking, it's ridiculous. It looks better than any PlayStation game out right now, and it came out 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago.
Yeah, it looks crazy.
It's just so fun. The voice actors are amazing. What's Nolan North and fucking what's the other guy's name? Shit, he did like Every
Troy
voice.
Baker.
Troy
Troy
Baker. Yeah, yeah. They're so good. That game's awesome. Did you love it?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I have like a couple narrative issues with Uncharted 4.
Oh
Like
yeah.
my biggest
the weird middle part.
my biggest hang up with Uncharted 4 is, and this is probably true across all the board with all the Uncharted games. I only ever played 4. That's the only one I've played. But there's a part where like you're hanging out with like Nathan Drake. You play as Nathan Drake, and then his brother is around, right?
Yeah.
Also, there's a part in this game, probably like 12 hours in or so, where Nathan Drake's brother has this like bad guy lady at gunpoint, and he's like gonna blow her brains out, right?
Okay.
And the other like bad guy is like, yeah, why don't you just go ahead and do it? The Drake brothers never kill in cold blood. And it's like, I wanted to pause the game for a second and like step into the game and be like, hey, dude, I've spent the last 12 hours shooting countless people. I have shot so many fucking people
you've
in this game.
murdered
I've
people.
murdered like thousands of men up to this point. You kill so many like paramilitary and like PMC soldiers and like security guards. You just fucking Nathan Drake kills everybody.
Yeah.
I
And
remember.
then there's a narrative point where they're like, yeah, but they would never do that. And the brother, like, doesn't do it. I'm like, that's not true to the game. They kill so many people. Like,
Yeah.
why would he not kill her right there? He just should have just shot that lady. I don't know.
Maybe it was Podcast Beyond. I don't remember where I saw it, but they were talking about that. Like Nathan Drake, like he's this super likable guy, but also
He's this-
terrible mass
Yeah.
murderer.
Yeah, like,
for no reason.
Spider-Man's like that too. When I'm playing it, they're like, Spider-Man will never kill a person. Yet I'm like launching people off of the Empire State Building every other.
Yeah, they didn't die. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, let's wrap it up because we're getting close to 2 hours now. But yeah, thanks for coming on, Chuck.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It was fun. If you guys want to get a hold of us, ask us questions. It's 32xpodcast@gmail.com. Yeah, we'll see you next week.
You can write in about how many people has Nathan Drake killed. Give me a body count.
Yeah, that's the podcast question of the week. Email us. What do you think? What's the number? What's your guess, Isaac?
Like, across the entire franchise?
Franchise, yeah.
Probably like 8,500 people.
8,500?
Wow.
What are you thinking?
I'm trying to remember how many, like, I mean, there is a lot of
There's
bad
a lot
guys
of-
in that game.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
dudes.
And then I think they infinitely respawn in 1 and 2, maybe.
Oh, so never mind then. It's you can't count.
no,
Do
they
they?
don't. No, they don't. Because you have to
No.
get through the areas. It's linear. That's right.
Well, they infinitely respawn Call of Duty. That has linear
That's
stuff
true.
too.
So I'm gonna go less. I'm gonna say like 6,000.
6,000.
I think 6,000.
I'm going 0 because Nathan Drake never kills in cold blood.
Okay.
Okay, good night.